I've missed so many school programs that my grandkids, because I either couldn't walk or I felt so sick that I couldn't get out of bed.
The stories are heartbreaking. Tonight, our continuing coverage of the growing concern about implanted medical devices.
2 weeks ago, the KVUE Defenders uncovered the lack of FDA regulation. Investigator Terri Gruca explains why it's so difficult for most of us to know the real danger of any of these devices.
When doctors recommend surgery, you expect to learn about the risks and potential side effects. Finding information about those dangers of medical devices is difficult. Working from home is a necessity for 54-year-old Carrie Light.
I can't walk from here to the door without them grinding and trying to come out of socket.
A hip deformity left her in a wheelchair until doctors recommended a double hip replacement in 2014.
I thought everything was going to be better after that. And it was for a little while.
Within 6 months, the pain and clicking became too much, so she went back to the doctor.
He's like, I looked at your x-rays, everything looks good, your components are perfect.
For years, she suffered in silence, living with the pain. Then she saw this on KVUE.
It's been like this for so many years.
Frances Scott talking about her struggle with a double hip replacement, a device she says made her sick. It hit home for Carrie.
I rewound and I watched it again and I was just shocked. And I was like, oh my God, that's me. That's me.
The KVUE Defenders uncovered that the FDA lacks testing requirements and has very little regulation when it comes to implanted medical devices. In fact, in the last year, we found more than 27,000 reports of injuries from hip implants and 111 deaths. But you won't find any of that on the FDA website.
I think we need legislation to mandate a registry.
After seeing the KVUE Defenders investigation, Texas Congressman Lloyd Doggett hopes to change that.
We're trying to draw that balance between providing and encouraging innovation, but protecting the consumer. And I don't think we've drawn it very well in this area.
This girl she didn't even know they were going to put anything in her.
People from across the country are now sharing their stories with Frances, Representative Doggett, and the KVUE Defenders.
Now I'm setting aside specific time just to answer messages on the computer.
People like Carrie, who just this month suffered a seizure. It was enough for doctors to finally order a test to check the metal ions in her blood. She's grateful, but says she doesn't need a test to know something is not right.
I can't stand for more than 2 or 3 minutes without being in excruciating pain.
Her search for answers continues. Now she hopes the FDA takes action.
If you're talking about putting things inside somebody's body, you better know what's going to happen to them.
Congressman Doggett is sponsoring the Medical Safety Device Act, which would create a comprehensive FDA registry for patients. Our coverage of medical device dangers continues in the coming weeks, so keep your stories coming. Share them with me at KVUE.com/defenders. For the KVUE Defenders, I'm Terri Gruca.